Good morning, this is Deepak. Um, that was my son, by the way. He was just walking across the room, Gautam Chopra. Check his Twitter site at gautamchopra.com. And had the great pleasure today actually of having my brother here, Sanjeev Chopra, who's a professor of medicine at Harvard. His Twitter ID is Sanjeev Chopra, at Sanjeev Chopra, Gautam's at Gautam Chopra. So today I have a new speaker and I'm using it and I hope you can hear me. And I want you to tell me if you can hear me clearly. I see that everyone's coming on. And at the end of this podcast, in about 10-15 minutes, I'll also have my brother come on and tell you about his new book, which is somewhere in this room. But before I get going, and just tell me, please, have somebody tell me if the sound is good now, because I'm using a new device. You see this thing around my neck? It has a speaker, and so I hope you can hear me. Please let me know that you can hear me. Okay, Gia Stahl can hear me. Good, that means everyone else can hear me. So, by the way, starting Sunday or Monday, I don't know exactly. I am going to be at a Silomar, and I'm going to be in silence for about 5, 6, maybe even 7 days. And during that time, you won't be hearing from me, and so we'll have to catch up when I come back. Also, check out the URL, which is right below this podcast, chopra.com/sages. And it's about the Sages and Scientists Conference that's coming up very soon. And it's from September 9 through 11 at the Four Seasons Hotel in Beverly Hills. So we look forward to seeing you there. But we are also going to be live streaming it and probably through this Facebook Live. And so we'll be in touch and you'll be getting all the contents, maybe not all, but a lot. And we'll be using holographic technology. We'll be doing over there, we'll be demonstrating virtual reality meditation experiences, and other devices like brain biofeedback and bioregulation. Okay, so everyone can hear me great now, and some people who can't hear me, maybe it might be good to tap your screen or just use headphones. So let me talk to you about today's topic, the power of silence. So silence is, simply put, just simple awareness, simple, pure consciousness. When you observe something, when you have an experience that you don't try to label, define, judge, describe, evaluate, analyze, then that is just awareness. So awareness, silence, pure consciousness are the same thing. And what is the fundamental property of awareness? It's the knowing element in every experience. So right now you're having the experience of listening to me, and you're also having the experience of watching me. This experience is happening in awareness. It's not happening in your brain, because there's no sound in your brain, there's no color in your brain, there's no image in your brain. It's happening in awareness. So where is that awareness in which this experience is happening? Well, it's the wrong question, because awareness does not have a location in space-time. It is formless. So we can say, even now, that this experience that you're having is in a non-local domain that is formless, that does not exist in space and time. and that is therefore eternal. It's the essential you. The essential you is awareness, and the most important element of awareness is knowing. You know that you're having an experience. You also know that you are knowing. You know that you know. So you know that you're having an experience. So even though we think of objects as out there in the so-called real world, we think of our body as right here in the real world. We think of our brain inside our skull. The fact is, if you just change your terminology a little, instead of calling objects out there, you start using the expression experience in here, because every object is an experience, and that experience is happening in awareness, which is in here. In here, I don't mean your brain or your body. In here, I mean awareness that is formless, non-local, spaceless, timeless. Your body is also an experience in awareness, and your thoughts are also an experience in awareness, and your emotions are also an experience in awareness. So what we call the world is a collection of experiences in awareness that are intermittent. You're having this experience right now, and when this podcast is over, you'll have another experience. So every moment is a shifting moment of experience. The moment doesn't shift. The moment is eternal and now. But what shifts is experience. And that is happening in awareness that does not shift. So awareness is the timeless factor in every time-bound experience. Awareness is the timeless factor in every time-bound experience. I hope you totally get that. Okay, so now instead of when you see an object, let's say you see this coffee cup that I'm holding in your hand, don't say that's a coffee cup. Just observe what we call a coffee cup and say, I'm having this experience, not even that experience, I'm having this experience in me. And me is awareness and the knowing of awareness. The more we start just in silence, in the beginning we can say, I'm having this experience in awareness, but afterwards you don't have to say that. You can just have the experience without labeling it and have the knowing that it's happening in awareness. So as we practice this, then awareness is all that we experience, and then everything that is experienced as an object, as a thought, as a sensation, as an image, we realize that that is an intermittent stream of experiences in awareness. An intermittent stream of experiences in awareness. And where are these experiences happening? Where do sensations occur? So, most people would say in the brain, but there's no sensation in the brain. In fact, the brain is impervious to sensation. If you put a knife through it, there is no pain, for example. There's no sensation. Neurons do not experience anything. I'll repeat that. Neurons do not experience anything. There are neural networks that fire when you have experience, but they're not the experience. As I mentioned, there's no sound, touch, sight, taste, and smell in your brain. No neurosurgeon has found a thought in the brain, or a sensation, or an image, or a sound, any of that. So awareness is where it's happening. And so what are these experiences? They are modulations of awareness itself. So any sensation is a modified form of awareness. Any thought is a modified form of awareness. any emotion, any perceptual object, what we call a perceptual object, but it's not an object. What we call a perceptual object is a stream of sensations, sounds, textures, colors, forms, which are all modified forms of experience. So pain is a modified form of experience. Pleasure is a modified form of experience. Emotions are a modified form of experience. So experiences are in awareness, and awareness is that in which experience occurs, is known, and out of which it is made. What's the point of all this? Ramila Patel, are you in India? Ramila, happy Janmashtami to you as well. Okay, so what's the point, as I said? The point is to begin to realize yourself, and there's this a wonderful word in the Vedanta, self-realization. The point is to realize yourself as the source of every experience, which means the source of your mind, body, and universe. The universe is not out there, the universe is in you. The body is not here, it's in you. The mind is not in the brain, it's in you. Even the brain is in you. The body, mind, and brain happen to you as you curve back within yourself, and you create again and again. So there's a phrase in the Bhagavad Gita, Prakratim Swam Vashtabhai Vishwajami Puna Puna. Curving back within myself, I create again and again. Kim from London says, happy Janmashtami. Same to you, Kim. Okay, so curving back within myself, I create again and again. And the reason this is so important to know is when you realize yourself as the timeless factor in every time-bound experience, then you're not craving or hunkering or being attached to every experience. You experience it in its fullness, you let it go. You're not afraid of impermanence. You do not identify yourself slowly, bit by bit, with your skin-encapsulated ego, and you also lose the fear of death, because the timeless is not in time, and therefore not subject to birth or death. What is subject to birth and death is experience. And so this is important, okay? This is the value of silence, it's the power of silence. And doesn't the nervous system play some role in our negative sensations? The nervous system plays a role in every experience, but it's not where the experience is happening. That's another topic. Okay, so the other advantages of having this knowing of experience in pure consciousness is that this is also a field of creativity. This is also a field of knowledge, wisdom, correlation, synchronicity, imagination, intuition, insight, everything that we value. It's a field of love and compassion and inseparability, and it's a field of immortality. In the Bhagavad Gita again, water cannot wet it, wind cannot dry it, weapons cannot shatter it, and fire cannot burn it. It's timeless, it's eternal, not subject to birth and death, and that's who you are. Deborah asks, we control pain and pleasure and silence. No, we don't control anything. We shouldn't use that word. It's not a good word. Control creates a lot of stress. We allow the birth and death of every experience, and we just observe it as it arises and subsides in our own being. Farhad asks, telepathy. Telepathy is non-local experience, something that we'll talk about in the next session. Okay, so I'm going to close right now, but before I close, I just want you to say hi to my brother. I'll take the phone to him, and I'll show you his book as well. And I'm just picking up his book. I'm picking up his book, which is currently out, and you'll enjoy. You know, while I've been shooting the breeze, this book is very practical. I'm giving him the book to hold out. Sanjeev, can you just hold the book out and just tell them what it's about?
Yeah, good morning and greetings, everyone. This is Sanjeev. This is the book I wrote because there's a lot of confusion amongst the lay public, but also amongst the medical fraternity as to what is really good for you and what isn't. So this is all evidence-based, and there are 5 things you can do to live longer. The first of all, the first item is coffee. And it turns out that if you drink coffee, you have a lower risk of 5 different cancers, lower risk of Parkinsonism, cognitive decline, and that coffee drinkers, men and women, have lower total and cause-specific mortality. So coffee is good for you. Voltaire, the French philosopher, lived to the ripe old age of 83 years and drank an astounding 50 to 72 cups of coffee a day. The second item is vitamin D3, the sunshine vitamin. We should all take it. The third is exercise. We all know about that. The fourth is nuts, a small amount of nuts eaten every day, including peanuts, which are really legumes, will cause you to live longer. They're packed with energy and lots of nutrients. And the last one is meditation. And there's an ancient saying, you should meditate once a day. And if you don't have time to do that, you should meditate twice a day. So let me tell you a very easy way to remember this. On a good sunny day, don't put sunblock, go for a brisk walk to your favorite coffee shop. Now you've got the benefit of the exercise, the vitamin D3, and the coffee. Don't go nuts remembering this. And before you go, meditate. Have a great day.
Okay, so here's the book. I just want to show you the book. It's in bookstores, Amazon, etc. Pick it up, and more on this later. And I'll connect with you tomorrow. And there's a new adaptation to this Facebook Live that I'm not telling you about right now, but stay tuned for it Friday around 1 to 3 p.m. Okay, in the meanwhile, take care, and Sanjeev says bye as well. Sanjeev.
All the best. Cheers.
Okay. So talk to you soon, okay? Goodbye. God bless.